Hi everybody, thank you for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this case that I did a review on a couple of weeks ago, which is the Spigen Thin Fit Pro case for the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra, which is this device here. And for those of you following the channel, you may have seen the video. The reason why I bought this case at the time was because I was looking for an option that allowed me to use the keyboard case on and off when I wanted to, while still providing some edge protection for the device. And this gave me just that. And I've just popped this bottom off. I'm going to put that aside. It gave me the ability to protect all the sides of the device, including the bottom with this bit I've just popped off here, whilst giving me the flexibility of removing this and clipping on the official keyboard case in case I wanted to use the keyboard, because it's a very nice keyboard. I must admit, I wasn't particularly thrilled with the feel of it. It's solid. It didn't feel as solid as the as a protective standing cover, the official one for the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra, which I've also done a video on. But it ticked all the boxes in that it gave me what I wanted. It gave me the protection. It allowed me to use the keyboard on and off, and it's got a semi-decent stand. All right, I don't know. After using the sort of protective standing case, I think this just feels substandard. But there we go. Overall, it was all good, and I was very happy until I noticed a problem, and that is what I'm going to show you today. Now, just before I go ahead and put this case on, I'm just going to show you something. I've gone back to the back cover, the stand case that comes, or the back portion of the actual keyboard case. I haven't got the keyboard on right now because I don't need it, right? But what I'm going to show you is this. So what I noticed was this keyboard case, right? So this stand case here seems to have 4 very strong magnets on here. Now I don't know why, because it seems to clip on around the edges of the device. I don't know what purpose the magnets are serving. But just to prove that there is a magnet in there, if I get the original S Pen, which is definitely got magnets in there, you can see that is completely snapping in place, right? That's not moving at all. Similarly on this side, right, there are magnets. So you can see there's very strong magnets in there, right there. Look at that, have a look at that. Right, that thing is not moving and it's stuck there very, very well. So there's a magnet on each corner here. Again, I don't know what purpose it serves. I'd be very surprised if it's even being used to hold the back in here, because to be honest, this thing is being held enough quite tight by the hinges. Maybe it's stopping it from flapping around a bit. In that case, I get the point of these 2 magnets, right? I still don't get the point of these magnets here, but the magnets are there. So the magnets seem to be causing a problem with the screen. And just before I posted this video, I did check on YouTube just to make sure. So I just checked on Amazon to see if anyone else had posted a similar review to the one I'm about to post here on this channel here, to make sure that it wasn't just me or that my device wasn't faulty. I don't think that's the case, because since I've taken the cover off, the issue has gone away. But here's the problem. So I've just opened up a blank note here, and I'm going to use both pens for good measure. So I've got the S Pen Pro and the original S Pen that comes with the Tab S8, just to prove that this is not a pen issue either. But what happens is, in the corners where the magnets are, I want to just do a scribble, right? And what you're going to see, and I'm not applying a lot of pressure because I don't need to, is there is no interruption of the pen on these corners of the display. And again there, and I'll do a nice big one there as well. And what you'll see, I'm going all the way to the corners, right? There's no issues with the pen whatsoever. You can see that there, right? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely flawless. Now we'll do the same thing for good measure. I'll do it with this pen here as well. Right, so I'm going to use the S Pen Pro in exactly the same way. I'm going to doodle in all the corners here, right, and also up there. I'll go all the way to the edges, and the same here is right. No interruption of either pen. The pens are working absolutely fine, as you can see there. Smooth, full coverage. Wherever the tip's going, I'm getting some ink on the screen. Now let's go over. I'm going to go ahead and get that case back on, right? And we'll do exactly the same test again. So I'm just going to go turn that off. Now this comes off very, very easily. Nice kickstand, nice thin cover in the back. And if I just grab the corner, any corner here I can get, maybe I'll get it from this corner here. This is where the pen cover is, I can just peel it off very easily, right? And that's off. Now the interesting thing is, notice it took a bit of effort to get this off, even though it's stuck on with a magnet, but the whole back of this case, as far as I'm concerned, is a magnet, and it's magnetically attaching in a very secure manner to this tablet here. So why it's not causing an issue to the digitizer? Maybe because the whole thing's a magnet, who knows? Maybe that's why Samsung did this, I don't know. I really don't know. But have a look at this. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to pop my tablet back into this this case here. And I think I should be able to get it in just like this. And I shouldn't need to put the bottom on to do this test, right? Because it should be a very quick test. Now it's on. I'm going to go ahead and fire up the device, and it's on. I'm going to zoom in again, right? And I'm going to actually go back with my fingers, undo. So now let's start with both pens again. So in the same way, I'm going to use the original pen first, and let's see what happens. So I'm going toward the corners, and have a look at that. Have a look at that. The pen is not functioning in that area whatsoever. Look at that. Nothing. Now let's do this corner, and you'll see where the magnet is. Exactly the same thing. I can't get into that corner. It doesn't function. If I push hard, it just about works, but then I don't want to keep pushing hard, right? But I'm having to apply additional pressure. Normal pressure, completely dead. Again, this corner, you're going to notice the same thing. Have a look at that. Dead. Completely dead around there. And in this corner here as well, let's do this here. I'm going to go again, exactly the same way as I did before. And it's dead. So you can see that these spots here, there, and there, where the magnets are on this case, the screen's almost unresponsive. Now notice this, what I noticed so I'll use this a lot for note taking, was a few days after I put the case on, I started noticing that when I was writing on OneNote, because I write on OneNote a lot, when I was moving the tips towards the ends of the screen, the actual little that little pointer thing that comes on there, you may or may not be able to see it. It was actually effectively like it was deflecting around that the screen, or disappearing on that point there. Now if I can get rid of some of this stuff, right, you might be able to see that, you might not, but watch what happens there. The eraser disappears off the screen. Did you see that? So the eraser's there, the eraser's there, the eraser's there, and it just disappears, right? I can show you that again from here, maybe from a different angle. As I get there, it just disappears, gone. I started noticing that when I was writing, was when I was getting to these areas with a thin pen, it was almost unresponsive, and I found myself applying a bit of pressure, which it was unnecessary because I shouldn't have to do that, right? Let me use a ballpoint pen or something like this maybe. And let's just go with a thinner tip, and you can see the effects of what's actually happening here, right? It was effectively just not responding when I was writing. And initially I started thinking there was a problem with the screen, with my device, and I was noticing that the lines, even though I was trying to draw straight lines, it was doing wavy lines around this area, but this area was just completely unresponsive. And initially I didn't put two and two together and think it was the case, because why would I, right? It's a Spigen case, very, very reputable brand, and Spigen, I love you guys, been using your products for a long time. I really hope you fix this issue. If you're watching this video and you see the issue I'm presenting here and you fix it, I'll be more than happy to review a replacement case for this, because, you know, overall I was very happy with the product. Yes, this is a bit of a fiddly situation going on here, and it's not the most ideal thing to clip on and off. Maybe you can switch this to some sort of a magnetized clip-on, clip-off bottom cover here. It would be much nicer if this was clipping on and off with a magnet. It would be a lot easier to manage, but otherwise, you know, you kind of you get used to it. It's still fiddly, but you get used to it, right? For the bigger benefit of being able to protect the whole device, that to me wasn't the biggest issue, but this here is. So again, as you can see with that pen, it's a problem. If I go over to the S Pen Pro, just to prove that it's an issue with this as well, right, I'm going to just go ahead and clear this. You can see that the pen doesn't respond properly with this case on whatsoever. I notice this is a big issue. The pen literally just does not respond properly. Right, let's get rid of all of this and get a pen back on. See, as you can see, it just doesn't respond properly at all, right? Very weird. But have a look at this, even with the S Pen Pro. Now I'm applying a bit of pressure there, right? But overall, these corners there that corner is not responding very. If I apply light pressure, it's going to respond completely differently. Right there, that area there is dead. You can see that there. If I'm not applying much pressure, that's dead, completely dead. And even in these corners here, look, if I apply the very, very gentle pressure, dead and dead. So that area is dead, that area is dead, that area is dead, that area is dead. That unfortunately is a big problem, and for that reason I can only recommend that you consider buying this case. If you're not really using the pen, maybe you're using the device to prop up, stand, watch videos, and when you're typing and etc., using a mouse, you're using the trackpad, or you need that sort of laptop type experience. You're removing this bottom piece here, and you're docking it onto the keyboard cover. In which case, it's absolutely fine, right? If you don't need the pen, it's an awesome option for the to have SA Ultra. But if you are using the stylus day to day, like I am, throughout the day when I'm on meetings, I have this on my lap or on my desk and I'm scribbling away notes, pictures, whatever. This for me, unfortunately, is a big deal breaker. Spigen, if you're watching this, I really hope you're going to fix these issues and you're going to release a new version of this case that resolves these issues. I'm hoping it's as easy as removing the magnets on the back, because I can't really see why you would need them if this thing is clipping onto the sides anyway, right? Maybe you kept the magnets there to stop this from slipping in and out whilst the bottom was removed, and if that was the reason why, great. But if they can implement a full magnet system on this thin stand case here, there's no reason why you won't be able to get this right in the next iteration of this case. On that note, I would say thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, please leave a thumbs up. Any more questions, please ask them in the comment section below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner to support my video and my channel. Thanks for watching, take care and all the best.